Earlier today, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, Republican, had his confirmation hearing for Homeland Security Secretary. It was, at times, pretty heated, with Mullin being accused by fellow Republican Rand Paul of Kentucky of having anger management issues. President Trump tapped Mullin, you might remember, to replace Kristi Noem. She was demoted earlier this month over what administration insiders described as leadership failures, particularly regarding her approval of an expensive TV ad campaign in which she was prominently featured, as well as fallouts from very aggressive ICE operations and Border Patrol operations in Minneapolis. CBS News Homeland Security correspondent Nicole Sganga joins me now. Speaking of Minneapolis, there was an exchange with Markwayne Mullin about comments that he made very soon after, almost immediately after the Alex Preddy shooting. He was asked if those remarks in which he echoed that Alex Preddy could have been a domestic terrorist stood the test of time and evidence. Here's what happened.
Those words probably should have been retracted. I shouldn't have said that, and as Secretary, I wouldn't. The investigation is ongoing, and there is, like I said, there's sometimes going to make a mistake, and I own it. That one, I went out there too fast. I was responding immediately without the facts. That's my fault. Sir, I just said I regret those statements.
Is that the same as an apology?
I haven't seen the investigation. We'll let the investigation go through, and if I'm proven wrong, then I will absolutely.
I was responding immediately without the facts.
3 words that we did not hear from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. That's my fault. Taking accountability for what he said, which at the very least, Major, shows a change in leadership at the helm of DHS and saying, look, I was too quick to react to the situation on the ground and not blaming others for the kind of information that he might have received. We also did get some policy insights, though, about how the department might change under his leadership. Number one, and this was very quick, so those who were not paying attention might have missed it, but he said immigration agents will only enter a home or business unless they are in a hot pursuit if they have a judicial warrant. Now, that is a big distinction from what occurred under Secretary Noem and the change in policy to allow ICE agents to make entry with only an administrative warrant signed not by a judge, but by an ICE official.
Right. So the difference there is external judicial review as opposed to internal ICE-directed review. This administration was using internal ICE reviews only, or in some cases.
Another policy that made Secretary Noem unpopular, not just among the halls of Congress, but also within the department, was her policy put in place last summer that required her signature on any expense throughout DHS of over $100,000. Markwayne Mullin said he would revoke that policy, that he doesn't want to see a backlog, especially when it comes to disaster relief funding. He certainly knows from his own constituents what havoc that created. And also he said, I'm not a micromanager. So sort of an interesting, perhaps not intentional, but aside to Secretary Noem and her leadership. And also referring to the civil servants there at FEMA who can handle this as well without him having to micromanage them. He said he would empower leadership underneath him. And by the way, pay attention in the next few weeks. We do expect, bottom line, that he will be confirmed, despite the political beef that you referenced earlier. Yep. And it is political beef with the chairman here, Rand Paul. We do think John Fetterman, Democrat, will vote him out of committee. We do think that next week the Senate will vote to confirm him. The Republicans will have that vote. If and when that does happen, you will see him usher in new leadership ranks among the components at DHS, one of them being FEMA right now, which does not have a permanent leader. We're also going to be watching CBP, ICE, CISA, you name it. Also, keep in mind the Department of Homeland Security on its 32nd, 33rd day of being shut down. Right. And so that was the other big takeaway from today, that he said, listen, he appealed to his colleagues, you know, almost as brothers and sisters. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's get something done.
Comprehensive as always. Nicole Sganga, thank you very much. I appreciate it.